Welcome back to our channel. If your birthday on this day, kindly comment your name, year of birth and country of birth. If you like our work, give like and subscribe our channel. Check description to see about our offers and new announcement. Here we see truth about birthday on this day. In the event that you were brought into the world on the 11th day of the month, you are very touchy and can get on the enthusiastic conditions of others, which you may then mistake for your own. Since you are mindful and need to help, you may wind up turning out to be too genuinely included and should hence figure out how to segregate yourself when identifying with individuals who have individual issues. You would be appropriate to a calling working with the general population, like retail, client care, or guiding. The number 11 is viewed as quite possibly the main numbers in numerology. You have an innovative and inventive brain. In the event that you are an author, your compositions would prompt a quiet and better world. You love voyaging abroad. You have a wide standpoint. You have a sensitive nature, and consequently it makes you less aspiring. You are ill-humored and nostalgic. You have an appealing character. Despite the fact that you confess your missteps effectively, you will in general recurrent them over and over. You will in general get discouraged and miserable rapidly. You should expand your self-assurance and self-assurance. You have faith in the head of inclined toward toleration. You ought to try not to be anxious and agitated throughout everyday life. You are typically extremely oversensitive. In spite of the fact that you are a self-assured person, you at times lose confidence in yourself. You ought not take your significant choices during the full moon. While being savvy, you ought to eat however much cucumber and lettuce as could be expected. You should attempt to notice quick in any event once per month and drink lemon water as it were. This will end up being valuable to you, as you may an inclination to experience the ill effects of stomach and assimilation issues. You may now and again feel slanted towards mysticism. You are snappy in taking your choices. You will effectively confront each approaching trouble in your life. You will acquire regard and achieve high regard in the general public in the later piece of your life. You ought to try not to have ill will with others. You have an extraordinary tendency towards strict examinations. On the off chance that you are given appropriate management, you can make incredible progress. You are optimistic and have a lot of instinct. Your instinct is so sharp, indeed, that you would make a fine instructor as well as healer. You appear to comprehend individuals before they uncover their internal acting naturally. Furthermore, as a rule, you have an appreciation for what propels individuals. You are profoundly touchy, passionate, and receptive. You wound effectively from the analysis of others, and can take some time recuperating from such insults. You can be rousing. You have the characteristics of a visionary and are frequently ready to energize others with your thoughts for a superior world. Your instinct and affectability lead you definitely toward philosophical and hopeful pursuits. You will in general move individuals to move a particular way, or embrace new techniques for living. Your quality is arousing. You have a decent arrangement of authority capacity, too. Yet, your life stands more to act as an illustration for other people, as opposed to for maintained or precise initiative. You like to allow individuals to take up their own battles whenever you have helped point the way, instead of be straightforwardly engaged with the everyday exercises of initiative. You have a lot of assurance. When you set your psyche on your objective, you will give yourself completely to it. Your affectability, in any case, makes your life somewhat uneven on occasion. You are profoundly mindful of others' opinion, and, if you want to let it be known, the considerations of others make a difference to you. You should strive to keep up your own middle in the passionate tempests you experience. You cooperate with other people, regularly moving them by your model and your vision. You don't do well in the business world, aside from maybe in the part of counsel. Your psyche works instinctively, instead of sanely. Your considerations and activities will in general be sensational. You investigate and take care of issues primarily through instinct. You are more a visionary than a practitioner. You experience a lot of apprehensive strain and should utilize legitimate dietary practices, particularly the evasion of a lot fat and sugar and the consideration of minerals in the eating regimen, to keep up the well-being of your sensory system. You are worried about the prosperity of humanity and look to improve the world a spot. You are amiable, patient and consummately track down a typical language with totally all classifications of individuals. You can see through an individual gratitude to an exceptionally created instinct. With superb relational abilities, you can without much of a stretch end up in the field of working with individuals. Your undeniable degree of relational abilities can make you an extraordinary negotiator. The symbol of a person calm in behavior and actions, gentle, tactful, with the ability to find compromises, able to control himself. You are a man with the confrontation of two equal beginnings acting in opposite directions from each other. At the expense of these confrontations, balance and tranquility are maintained within you. You are easily subservient, passive and gentle. You are closer to the role of advisor or designer, rather than the artist. Tact and delicacy, the capacity to establish a decent connection with a specific individual, without drawing in the consideration of everybody. Remarkable contact dependent on an itemized investigation of the conversationalist's conduct. Style is a work of art. People who are belittled by this number put family prosperity and estimated home life first. Sexual coexistence is less imperative to them than correspondence, shared regard and love. Committed and mindful, they require a similar consistency from their accomplice. Feeling adoration and consistency, they are quiet and cheerful. Be that as it may, when questions about the unwaveringness of an accomplice creep into their heads, the two change drastically, showing solid desire, which can prompt drastic actions to protect the family. This number of birthday describes you as a controlled, adjusted individual, ally of settling strife circumstances via looking for a trade-off. You frequently negate yourself and regularly endeavor to intercede in the issues of others, which frequently prompts inconvenience. Moon. People of the moon are diverse in emotionality, receptiveness. They effectively adjust to their environmental factors and conditions, regularly imaginatively skilled. They accomplish their objectives by evading impediments and instinctively utilizing positive freedoms. They have disposition swings. Unwittingly they are searching for a more grounded individual who might dependably uphold them. They are very housewives, family arranged, faithful, touchy, never face challenges. They can change the musicality of life. They are self-observers. Thusly, despite the fact that they are well-disposed, they are regularly shut in their complex inward world with a rich creative mind. These individuals are described by the accompanying character attributes: an awareness of certain expectations, a longing for freedom. In doing their arrangements they generally act strategically and cautiously, don't permit others to constrain them to do things that they don't care for. They have a decent connection with the mankind. 11. You can produce smart thoughts, be that as it may. Frequently you are not positive about your capacities. Have the most vigorously charged number of predetermination due the capacity of sending energy vibrations sent over. By noticing the mental and passionate equilibrium, you can handle the progression of energy sent from above. This is the number of the spiritual messenger whose goal is the transformation of reality. It gives people powerful magic power, the gift of foresight. They feel the need for spiritual development. They are able to see in everyday things and actions a deep meaning. Devotedly serve their vocation, help people find themselves. Possess leadership qualities, strive to achieve perfection, while maintaining cheerfulness and friendly attitude. Calm poise and confidence. Well-disposed and sure way of correspondence assists with accomplishing the area of individuals. In awesome fashion awareness permits you to glance amazing in any circumstance. Nonetheless, behind the external sparkle lies a delicate and weak soul. People born below number 11 have a deep intuition and they're pretty a whole lot idealistic. Highly emotional, touchy to the whole lot. It isn't smooth for them to tolerate criticism. Fine religious enterprise directs them to the contemplation of the sector's harmony and reflection on the manner to perfection. They are able to create new opportunities to comprehend their talents and strive to acquire their desires. Their notably innovative hobby is often a huge help to the others. People of range 11 are constantly interested in many complex issues. Once they directed their mind on a positive purpose, they're able to fully commit themselves to gain it. Their existence is greater like an example to the others than an actual guide. Mostly they're now not a consistent tutors, but they may be capable of deliver once in a while very beneficial directing commands. They paintings at the problems and remedy them mainly by using intuition. They are observant, capable of draw close all of the details at the fly. Many people of wide variety 11 have psychic abilities. These human beings have all qualities of a healer and comforter. In addition to the preference to assist others in all situations, they are type of religious publications for lots people, supporting them to find the inner peace and wish. Thoughts and emotions of others are an open ebook for them. They get along properly with people, they're diplomatic of their statements, they have got a natural tact. Mental fitness has the maximum importance for them and therefore they cannot tolerate loud and noisy human beings. Worried situations. In their thoughts and actions, they have a tendency to dramatization. Sometimes they're very cust of their judgments and movements. People of range 11 ought to strive to earthen their mind and discover ways to take gain of their unique sensitivity. Emotional characteristics. In their emotional and sexual lifestyles, human beings of number 11 are now and again contradictory. They have a large urge for food and sexual power, but they do no longer like any difficulties. They are too shy to searching for pleasure of their goals, and at the identical time, very sincere and devoted. They can bear the betrayal in addition to defeat. No matter how shy they'll seem, people of number 11 by no means receive any support from all of us. They love their independence too much. This function comes, of root, from the doubled number 1, but allows not neglect, that ones are giving us variety too, with it is shyness and sensitivity. And it truly is how we should receive people of range 11. Anyone who is willing to cope with the number 11, should hire and up a monument of persistence and tact. They must examine how to reveal assist without displaying it no longer unclean venture. Isn't it? If number 11 will suspect, which you take him as a weak individual, he can be significantly insulted and will right away rejects your guide. Friends and spouses of such human beings ought to be able to be leaders, when vital, and followers, when required. The fundamental component right here is to understand, whilst you ought to lead and whilst you should follow. In addition, the partner of number 11 need to be clever and capable of communicate on a spiritual degree. These human beings need to be encouraged, then they may not fall into melancholy or despair. They are pretty unpredictable on occasion, however it smiles a exceptional delight to talk with them in any respect degrees. In addition, those born under number 11 are able to clearly recognize your tact, loyalty and sincerity. Number 11 in trendy is a first-rate variety. As lengthy as human beings born below number 11 are combating their depressions, and increase self-confidence. They may be the guaranteed F having an awesome life. They are very active and they are always geared up to put into effect their plans. Missed opportunities should not discourage them. They want to broaden patience and maintain their aims on the leash. People of number 11 ought to stay away from the unreasonable goals and continue to be within positive limits. Here they will want help from their loved ones who tactfully and diplomatically need to direct them from the aspect of unrealizable goals on a direction wherein there may be extra possibilities to be successful. You are perfectionist and feature truly developed inner feeling. You can rely on your instinct absolutely and even attempt yourself as a counselor or psychologist. You recognize what is at the thoughts of others whilst they are best shaping their thoughts into words. You sense their actual motives and it helps you to count on their actions. Your spectrum of feelings is absolutely wide and also you always react on movements happiness of others. However, no longer all of us is tied to you, and also you felt without a doubt bad after someone's bad words towards you. People like you are very inspirational. You are effortlessly stimulated and it is contagious. Your thoughts have a potential to be elevated by other humans, as you could be an actual motivation or others. Some people find out the truth of lifestyles through the enjoy. However, you intuitively understand the way to act in this or that situation without enjoy behind. Your superpower is to show humans the range of their possibilities, to wonder and inspire them to do matters they may have in no way dared to dream approximately before. You are an inspirational character, but you cannot provide instructions on how to do matters. You direct human beings, but all of the moves and choices are up to their selections in life. You are very consistent. As quickly as you understand you need something, you realize you ought to work for it. It is on your nature to convey the entirety to your very own situation of ideal. Your touchiness makes lifestyles hard for you time after time. You can't prevent being concerned about what different people think. You should analyze yourself, why it is so essential for you and why it hurts you. You ought to be a middle of your lifestyles, and also you should work for your vanity and maintain on inspiring others. Your shortcomings: you are not the high quality player in financial and commercial enterprise sphere. Due on your emotionality, you cannot live cool and analytic, whilst a few critical selections need to be made, and your emotions succeed over your thoughts. You are an intuitive character instead of pragmatic. You owe maximum of solved conflicts on your intuition and now not on your experience or ability. Also, you generally tend to dream more than to do. You need to take care of your weight reduction plan. Pay precise interest to the amount of sugars and macronutrients to your diet.